welcome to another edition of GSC DigiNet. As we get closer to March Madness, the men's basketball side of action is heating up as an in-state rivalry is atop the standings. Number 9 nationally ranked Alabama-Huntsville, 16-3 overall, 9-2 in conference play, is tied with in-state rivals North Alabama. UNA is number 22 in the national polls for Division II, and they also have a 9-2 record in GSC play, 16-3 overall. The Chargers of UAH picked up a pair of conference wins last week, defeating West Georgia 59-42 before turning around to knock off West Alabama 57-54 in Livingston.
And there's a lot of good coaches and a lot of good players in this league. And, you know, our margin for error is not significant. I mean, we've got a smaller margin of error. We got a lot of guys playing new positions. We're playing a lot of new guys. I mean, we're not the same team we were last year. I like our team. I think we're having a good year. 14-3 and 7-2 is not a bad season at all. But obviously our expectations are significant here, and that's a good thing. But, you know, like I told our guys last week, it's a 5-week season. It's who's going to play the best in the last 5 weeks, and that's how you put your stamp on the year as you go down the stretch in late January, February, March. So,
and I'll tell you what, it's getting very interesting, especially when you look at the way the season will end. These two teams will meet again. North Alabama had 2 road victories this past week by a combined 3 points, as they had 2 thrillers, one against West Florida, the other against Valdosta State. So things really starting to heat up as we go down the stretch and get closer to the road to a championship on men's hoops. Christian Brothers is 7-3 in conference play, 12-6 overall. Valdosta State's 5-6 with a 13-6 overall record. And then you have 3 teams with 7 losses each in conference play: West Florida, West Georgia, and Delta State. Those teams will be battling for the final spot to get to the 2013 GSC Championship in men's hoops. On the women's side of action, Delta State and North Alabama, both with 7 wins atop the standings. The Lady Statesmen, 12-6 overall. North Alabama, 14-7. Behind them is West Georgia and Alabama-Huntsville, knotted up at 6-5 apiece in conference play. And then behind them is Valdosta State and West Alabama, knotted up at 4-7 apiece. And I'll tell you what, Delta State women's hoops really ripped away from Christian Brothers as they won 54-45, and they're starting to separate themselves from the rest of the league. But North Alabama battling them for that top spot as they posted a 1-1 record last week in action, and they had a blowout win against West Florida before going over to Valdosta State and falling to the Lady Blazers. We'll have more highlights in action along with standings as we get closer. GSC Championships 2013 edition will take place on the campus of Samford University in Birmingham, Alabama, just outside of the area where the GSC headquarters resides. It's going to be a great time. Ticket information and scheduling all on the GSC website at gscsports.org. And for everyone at the GSC offices, I'm Jim Cavell, and this is GSC DigiNet.